First, we have Frank Savino. He's the Associate Director of Productions Operations at Yale. Over his years at Yale, Frank has managed offset printing, graphic design, and prefax, and the customer service departments. He now oversees a production team of 17 staff members that produces approximately 15,000 jobs annually. Liz Nguyen from Shelter Insurance on the end there. She's Manager of Document Services. She holds a BS from Columbia College in Columbia, Missouri. And she started her career at the implant print shop of a local hospital, later moved to a larger commercial book printer, and while operating there as a freelancer, she accepted a position in graphic design. She accepted it and has kind of grown everything from there. She oversees all the creative design, document development, and all aspects of the in-house operations with a staff of 28. Laura Cotton from University of North Texas. She's been with the organization quite a number of years. She was recently promoted to the director. Anything you want to add?
That pretty much covers it.
Tammy Golan, State of Tennessee.
Been there 15 years. We do print, design, scanning, photography. That's good.
We have 4 topics. The first one is new services. We're going to start with Frank at Yale. Tell us about your new service.
Okay, so at Yale we're engaged in new service. It's electronic document scanning. And in 2013, the university bought 2 high production scanners, and the purpose was to bring in all invoices that were scanned by a vendor and bring them in-house. We currently scan about 11,000 to 12,000 invoices per month, and what that did was allowed us to get our invoices into the system to be approved for payment within the same day that the mail arrived. So, but from that we were able to gain other work such as historical and transactional scanning, and so far this year we accumulated about 22 jobs with about $11,000 to almost $12,000 worth of revenue.
At the state of Tennessee, there have been a couple things in the last few years, a couple times when customers have approached us asking us to do something that was not on our service list, but we, instead of saying no, we looked for an alternative that ended up being profitable for us. So one of those was our commissioner's office wanted to decorate the commissioner's suite with photographs of Tennessee matted and framed, and we don't do that. And I was discussing with our staff what if we wanted to try to do that or not, and one of our design managers said, hey, why don't we've been using our proofer for printing on canvas for banners and things, why don't we think about doing canvas prints? We can print it on the canvas right on our proofer and just get wooden frames and staple them around there. And so we ended up doing that. It was successful, and then started giving them away as door prizes at conferences within the state, so people started knowing that it was available. And we've done a lot of state offices decorated with our canvas prints. So it's been a really easy thing to add on. The other was business cards. Our procurement office said, hey, the state contract for business cards is about to expire. We're having a lot of problems with it. It's taking a long time for people to get business cards. Can you do it? And I said, we can do business cards, we can't do thermography. So let's talk about that. And we started talking about laser printed. We do them on our color digital press. And it not only, once we convinced them that it was okay to have business cards that aren't thermographed, it not only brought us in $100,000 worth of extra revenue a year, but it also helped us justify web-to-print software. So two benefits from that.
Ours is kind of, we realized a couple of years ago how much money the university community was spending with outside vendors for promotional items. And after talking to a couple of people at IPMA, we decided to give it a shot to become a distributor ourselves, which allows us to buy directly from the manufacturers at their cost and then mark it up a little because we're cost recoverable, but give it to the university community for less money than they would pay regular vendors. So it saves money for the state as well as gives us an additional revenue stream. And it has been a cash cow. We're looking at probably $500,000 in revenue, additional revenue this year alone from the sales of promotional products. It also allows us to control the branding for the university so that they don't have stuff that's old branding or wrong colors. And it's been a really big hit for our university.
So shelter insurance is in 15 states, and we have 1,300 agents that we support. We kept hearing from our agents that they were having challenges with outside vendors who did banners, signs, window graphics, car decals, things like that. And at the time, we just had a small roll-fed vinyl printer. So I did a lot of research on flatbed wide format printers and got the approval to purchase an EFI H652, which is UV flatbed, prints on both rigid and soft substrates. So this, as we brought that in and brought it online, it gave us the ability and our agents to be able to just order directly from us. We print their vehicle graphics, we print table runners, we're printing on poplin, vinyl, photos for their office, decals for their walls, you name it. And this is, again, helps us to control the branding as well as it gives the agents a much more economical option. We're also doing things like producing videos to help them learn how to install these things on their own without having to hire a vendor to just do the installation.
Our next topic is about working in 2 ways. You can start.
Okay, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about cross-training and the importance of it. 23 years ago, as a new employee at Yale, I was the 7th employee, and over time we grew to about 70 employees, and that was in 2009. So over the past few years, through attrition, some of our staff has left, and we are currently at 50 employees. So during the time of the decrease, we began cross-training our staff, and it proved very, very helpful last year when, for the first time, due to budget issues, we had to lay off 5 staff members, 4 of them in the production area, and because of the cross-training that we did, we're able to move around from different production area, and we're still able to get the work done for all of our customers. So cross-training is very, very important. If you're not doing that, it's something I definitely highly recommend.
I think it's important that we just always try to make sure we're utilizing all the resources that we have available to us. So certainly organizations like IPMA, obviously everyone here sees the benefits since we're all here at the conference, but the relationships we build with each other, as well as our vendors and throughout the organization is great. Something I'm trying to do a little bit differently this year in a way to reach out to all the resources available. In the state of Tennessee, the law says that I have entire charge, or our department has entire charge and supervision over printing done by the state. But there are other little pockets of printers that, and it's not really been politically correct to necessarily oversee that exactly the way the law says. So it's been kind of a little bit of an awkward relationship. We're sort of in competition with each other, not really. So it's just, we've sort of stayed in silos for many years. So I've just started creating a group of collaboration of the leaders of each of these print shop organizations to try to just bring us together, utilize our resources for the best for the state as a whole, and try to learn from each other and help each other out instead of having an adversarial relationship. So maybe next year I can let y'all know how that works out.
Okay, actually, utilizing the IPMA resources I've found since I'm pretty new at running this print shop, I've worked there quite a while, I've been for a gazillion years, is the folks that have been doing this for years and years, and that's where I have learned so much, like IPMA. Anybody that is at IPMA, they will help you If you have questions on equipment or how to do things, I found amazing resources among the folks here and at other organizations. If you reach out to them, and we've gotten some great ideas. And the promotional ideas actually came from a couple of people at IPMA. And it also, we've been able to build relationships internally on our campus with people who were normally just going outside. And there's been some resistance, particularly because we're attempting to get a right of first refusal on the promotional items. And they kind of just want to spend their money wherever, even though they're spending more. So we're trying to work out relationships with them. We actually have hired a marketing person who does our marketing and attempts to sell them on our services.
So, you mentioned to me in our planning call about the revenue that you're generating from it, and you have a couple of people.
Yes, we have 3 new people. We have a marketing specialist and 2 salespersons. And like I said a minute ago, our revenue is going to be around $500,000 for this fiscal year from just promotional products.
Net revenue?
Yeah, that is gross. I don't know the net for it. That's just additional revenue.
I don't know how many of you have worked with graphic designers or have graphic designers that do the creative for your companies, but at Shelter, we have very interesting divisions of departments. We have a marketing advertising department, but then the graphic designers are under my department. And when I came to Shelter 5 years ago, I think they recognized the fact that I have been an art director and have that creative emphasis in my background. So primarily the work for graphic design was being done out by freelancers. So I had to spend a little time proving myself as well as proving the capabilities of my graphic designers. So one approach that I took with them was I made them show me and work with me as a team on everything that we did, approaching campaigns, ads, all of those types of things. And what I did, instead of assigning just one graphic designer, we worked collaboratively. Because, you know, when you get 2 people or more together and you teach them how to share and to receive and give constructive criticism and to bounce ideas, some really great things come out of this. And my designers have been award winners for the last 3 years and have really been able to stretch their creative abilities and to come up with some really great pieces to promote Shelter.
Third topic is around the learning.
Well, again, when I came to Shelter, you know, we were primarily just a very small print shop. I think there was even some talk about possibly just completely outsourcing the print shop. But I quickly did an evaluation of the shop and looked at the equipment that we had and started building a plan, working with my boss on what the needs could be, what we absolutely needed, and ways that we could kind of grow and you know, change the shop up a little bit. You know, through this, we were able to, you know, get in a 4-color press that is a Shinohara perfecting press that really is a little bit of a workhorse. It helped to complement, you know, we got rid of some of the single-color presses. Really, primarily, it runs all of our 4-color work. We have an iGen that runs all of our digital stuff. But, you know, looking at all of these things and doing an evaluation of the shop, you know, gave us the ability to start pulling back in a lot of the work that had been outsourced previously.
Okay, what we try to do at UNG with our customers, in order that we can get them to know us and know what to do and how to do things, we do several workshops during the year. We do InDesign classes. We do mail classes, because we also run mail services during the training, so that they know the mail regulations. We do promotional products marketing workshops where we tell them what they might want to buy, how to use it to their advantage for whatever event they're having. And we send our staff out door to door pretty much our marketing person to make calls. Also, when we make deliveries, we deliver an advertisement with the deliveries that tell people what our services are, and also if we have a special going on for some promotional item, which we do about once a month, we pick something and really promote it to them, and it lets us get our face out there to the campus community and also outside nonprofits that don't even know we exist. So that's our marketing duty.
We find at the state that it seems like all of our marketing efforts, we have to do so many different things, and sometimes it still feels like we're not getting the word out enough. So we try to just change it up all the time and do different things. So we do newsletters, we do a calendar. One sort of random thing that we've done that was a lot of fun actually was customer bingo. So we actually started this when we kicked off our green program. We were trying to get employee engagement in our green program. So we did an employee bingo where all the squares were environmental things that they could do just at home and in their personal lives. And if they got a bingo within the month's time, then at the end we drew, for a prize for staff. And they really had a lot of fun with it. So we decided to do a customer bingo, and the squares were things like come take a tour of the facility or order a new product, just different things like that. And again, I think we did it in a month's time. And at the end of the month, if they had enough for a bingo, then we drew, and they got, I think it was a free canvas print actually, just as a neat way to get out the word and get our customers more involved with us and help build relationships.
Okay, so as all of our budget struggles continue, the past 2 years we have increased our marketing initiatives, and we did that using one of our graphic designers who had a marketing background. His new title is a communication officer, and we began doing some marketing using electronic newsletters that are done monthly. We do daily blogs on our website. We did things like anyone using our new web-to-print system will get the Yale Bulldog pads with their orders. So the people, our customers started moving from our old web-to-print system to our new one because they really like these pads. We've done that. We also, through marketing, were able to get a meeting with our Yale Press department. They publish books for professors and alumni, and through that connection, we are now printing the galleys for some of their books, what they are proofs. And so far, we've completed about 55 jobs this year with a gross sale of about $47,000.
Last topic is success reviews. We'll start with Frank.
Okay, so sustainability has been a big success story with us, both sustainability and marketing. They both kind of go hand in hand. We recently received a certificate of outstanding recognition from the university for our sustainability efforts, and we also took first place at ACON for the Impression Award for our dedication to sustainability and what we've achieved. So the FSC certification, even these Bulldog pads were created with sustainability in mind. We repurposed papers to construct these things too. So sustainability is big, and marketing, those are two big things that help us bring back some of the work that we have lost.
I think for us, it's customer service. I really appreciated Patrick's talk this morning as our keynote. But we really make a very concerted effort to make sure every single employee realizes that their number one responsibility is customer service, whether they actually ever see customers or not. For the press operator that questions something that looks wrong, or somebody who works through their break to make sure a job gets out, that's great customer service, even if the customer never meets them or knows who they are. So we start talking about in the interview with every employee that customer service is going to be their number one responsibility. I do orientation with each employee. We talk about that every staff meeting. We talk about it. I put a customer feedback board in the production area because what I find is I get really nice emails from people saying what a great job we did getting some job out quickly that most of the time I didn't even know was in the house. Or our customer service rep gets those thank yous. So we posted in the production area the email we got with a sample of the job so that our production staff can say, oh, I remember working really hard on that, and they can know that they were appreciated for that. We also tell our customer service reps, if you get a call from somebody asking you to do something and you think you can find a way, you absolutely have our permission to say yes, and we'll back you up on it and make it happen. If you think you have to say no, that you have to get permission for. So, because I might have some more resources available than what they're aware of, we could schedule overtime or do other things that they might not be able to promise. So they know that if they make a promise to a customer, we'll back them up and make sure it happens.
You post every comment that comes back with every example. So if somebody does a great job and they mention customer service there, does that go back into production as well?
Yes, we have started doing that, and sometimes we do hear, I have gotten feedback, honestly, from some of the production staff, well, they don't know our name, they know somebody else's name. So I try to put notes on it, personal notes, like that was a great job, thanks for, staying and working on this or something. So sometimes I'll just add something to add to it. I don't always have samples either, just because sometimes I just can't put my hand on a sample, but we try to, because the production people don't necessarily, they're not going to remember the name of the job always, but if they see it.
Okay, we actually do the same thing with that, and we have a board that's in the shop that we put all the comments that we get back, so that the guys actually running this stuff know what people are thinking about. It's a good deal. I think UNT, our printing services, the dedication of our staff and our leadership to our service continuing on is the biggest advantage that we have. Our administration is very supportive, and we try to keep them that way by doing whatever they want at whatever minute they want. Our staff is mostly cross-trained, and even those who are not, they'll do anything they need to do. It doesn't matter. There's no, it's not my job. If I have to stand out here and pull behind something, I'll do it, get it out the door correctly. I think that directly reflects to our achievement at PDS. We won several awards at ACUP, and we've won several here, and we have a long history. I have them hanging on the wall from 1988 on, when there was other leadership, and we have big shoes to fill, so we're trying to hang on to it.
Well, over the past 5 years, as we have been working out some of the kinks in the equipment and processes that we had at Shelter, certainly working with our staff, both our print staff, design staff, and our document specialists, we gained awareness, from working with our business partners, letting them know about our new capabilities and existing capabilities. And one thing that we really focused on was if somebody asked you, just like these ladies mentioned, is, if we can do it, they definitely say yes. And we wanted to give them that permission and also challenge them to think about ways of doing it differently and more efficiently. Certainly, we all have a tendency to kind of get stuck in a rut, this is how we've always done it. But just because this is how we've always done it doesn't mean that we have to do it this way in the future. So we really encouraged our employees to think out of the box, think of these new ways, think of possibilities, and let's talk about it if you're unsure. Let's see if we can work through this, do a test, different